All right, guys, we're going to do a quick recording. Be respectful. Yep, that's the tone of today. We're going to be nice. No, we're not doing that. Winter, funny monkus. Okay, guys, welcome in. We're going to do a quick Lost Ark Dojo re-recording of the gem episode because it was lost in the historical database. And I think there was like a fire or something. What are gems? Gems increase either your damage, your cooldown, or sometimes your supportability of things on your characters. It's a pretty large damage increase. First, we're going to talk about where to get them. If you're looking at gems in general, the best thing to do is always go to your codex if you're not trying to get things. You can also right click, go see info, and it tells you where to get these ones. These ones in particular are from the solo mode vendor. These are the bound level 6s. Let's start there. I will show you the way. So there's two different solo mode vendor gems you can get. One is T4 level 6s, one is T3 level 7s. So let's start that. If you're not sure how to find the solo mode vendor, type the word solo up here in the search box of your map. It's going to be this little flashing blue chest up here on the map. If it's not there, go to a different town. We're going to go up here, going to go to exchange, and you can buy these for doing solo mode raids or raids that were qualified as solo mode. So obviously I have a bunch of these, don't judge me. But we have level 6s right here. If I'm in tier 4, you need to be 1640 plus. If you notice a mouse over it, it's also going to be showing you the item level requirement. But these ones down here don't matter, but the level 6 tier 4 ones do have a requirement. Okay, so now that we talked about the bound gems, we can also then look at the differences between the gems. So if I mouse over this level 8 tier 4 gem, that is a 36% damage increase to the skill it's equipped to. Now, most of this type of stuff, you're going to want to look at the Lost Ark Nexus, and that's going to have the majority of what you're looking for. So I would pull this up. I would look at my class. I'm doing a bard right here in this example. Why is there piggies? There's piggies. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting distracted. We're going to go down here to skills. And right here you can see it's a cooldown gem. The little like triangle looking thingy, that's a damage gem. The circle is a cooldown gem. Holds true for both T3 and tier 4 gems. You're going to go through this. We're going to turn that back off, close that, go back to my main desktop here. All right, so where do you get gems from? You get them from doing chaos dungeons. Cubes are the two main sources. The world boss, I believe, also gives you some gems in there. You can also search for gems. You can sell gems as a new player or free-to-play player, returning player. You can use your bound gems for most everything, especially with this recent event that gave you a bunch of 7s for free. You can then sell your gems for unbound gold. Very, very important to do this as a new player if you're struggling with unbound gold. And if I was looking for specific gems, after clearing out my class up here in the top left, setting the tier to tier 4 because I'm 60-40 and up, or I can set it to T3 if I'm below. I wouldn't even touch gems though as a new player until much, much, much later. We can then look at something like I can type LV with a little period there and the number 8. That's gonna let me search for level 8 gems. All right, let's try again. There we go, level 7. All right, so it's like 100k gold, and we're just looking at the difference here. So 32% damage on a level 7 gem versus the level 8 that is 36%, so it goes up by 4%. It's also gonna be increasing that basic attack power you see down there in the bottom left, or the bottom middle of that little screen. We can also go all the way up, if you're so brave and so wealthy, to a level 10 gem, which is then giving you even more basic attack power. So the more gems, higher level you get, the more basic attack power you get, the more damage you get. Now, as far as like when you should focus on gems, as a new returning player, you probably just want to use your event gems and solo gems. It's all you really need for now, especially in like normal modes. If you look at like, let me pull up one second here. I'm going to show you something just as like a rule of thumb. One moment. So we're going to look at this breaker right here. So this breaker, so in every single Nexus guide, it's going to have your damage breakdowns. And you can use that to determine which gems you can kind of upgrade first. Also, there's usually gem priorities in your class guides and the community guides on the Lost Ark Nexus. But we can look at this right here. This is Sura Destruction basic attack is 42% of your damage. So you would be increasing that by an extra 4% every gem you go up. So if you have a class that's like heavily on one skill, like upgrading that gem usually has a decent amount of value. Cooldown's a little bit different to measure, but overall number go up, damage go up. But as far as like a new returning player, you probably don't want to touch your gems for a bit. So as you earn gems, there's this little fuse gem button down here in the bottom middle, auto fuse settings. You can set this as high as you want or as low as you want. As a new player, I'd probably stop it at level 5 and tier 4. And then auto fuse when obtained. What that means is while I'm doing chaos dungeons, it's gonna auto fuse all these gems together. So to give you an example, I could hit just one button here and it's gonna fuse all these together, right? So it's gonna combine up all your gems. 3 level 1 make a level 2, 3 level 2, make a level 3, and it's like a pyramid going all the way up. Gems are a long grind though, and it costs a lot to get better gems, and proportionate, you can get a lot more from other things. So if you're like a 1680 going, looking at gems like maybe I should buy these, you probably shouldn't. You should probably stick with those level 7 bounds you have and like spend the gold on your enlightenment. It's the most important thing for you for damage for gold spent when you're in that item range. We have these new gems over here. The bound ones from the vendor look like this, and I can just click this button right here and change it to any of these. Another thing to note is when you're upgrading gems, if you didn't notice, because I didn't call it out, is when you're upgrading your gems, unfortunately, when you combine 3 level 1s to a level 2, it's a 50-50 chance if it's a damage or a cooldown. So if you're upgrading all the way up to level 10, combining 3 level 9s to a 10 could be a damage or cooldown. Now, if we take a look at that market again here, the cooldowns are 2.48 million gold versus the damage, it goes up to, it's actually not that bad here, and I'll talk to you about that in 1 second here, to 2.7. So an extra 300k swing. It used to be a lot worse back in the day. The main reason it's not as bad now is when you tune a gem, like I did to this gem right here, I can convert it to either a damage or a cooldown gem freely. If it's an unbound gem though, you have to roll it. So let me show you how you roll a gem. You want to find either the gem expert. You can find him by opening the map, typing gem up here, gem expert. There he is flashing up here. I'm on the icon. Let me show you what it looks like. Little red diamond here, right? All right. So the other way to do it is if you have crystalline aura, I hit Alt P to bring up my pet inventory, and I got this little gem button right here, and I can re-roll them from here. So let's look at like one of these gems down here, like this level 1. I'm just gonna use this junk gem because it's gonna make it easier. So I'm gonna say I need sound shock. If you click this up here, I can click this and I'll just keep clicking it until it hits the right one. Every gem level you go up, it costs more and more. And the reason I check that box is so it stops me from clicking and I don't go past it. Now, if I uncheck this box, and let's say I really want a dissonance, I can start clicking here and it will go over it if I'm not paying attention. And then you end up like having a really, really bad time because you just clicked 50 times and you spent extra silver that you didn't have. So another thing you can do is going up here, and we're going to be doing the upgrade gem. I don't have a gem big enough, so let's buy one, I guess, real quick. Let's go here, and let's buy like a level 5 T3 gem or something. All right, we're going to buy this right here for 1k gold. You guys were worth it. So we bought this level 5 gem. So something I can do, I think 5 can get converted up. Let's double check. All right, so if you have T3 gems, let's look at this gem right here. We can mouse over it. It gives us 15% damage. We convert it, and it goes down, goes to 16% damage right here, but it also gives us the basic attack power and converts it into a T4 gem. So I'm going to upgrade this gem, and now it goes from T3 to Tier 4, and now I can combine it with other Tier 4 gems. So then now the other thing you can do is gem tuning. If you click a gem and I tune it, it's going to convert it from this funny looking thing into this funny looking thing. So this funny looking thing is the one I can convert from damage or cooldown. Now if I tune a gem, it then takes 14 days or 15 days, whatever it is, to become, or the ability to untune it without having to pay. If I try to do that before that 15-day window is up, I'm going to have a really bad time because it's going to cost me blue crystals. So make sure you're sure before gem tuning or to spend the silver to re-roll it. You can do a restoral right here, and you see restoration available in 2 days, 3 hours, 52 minutes. So that's where I tell, okay, it's not ready to unlock yet. But after that expires, I can unbind it for free. Otherwise, I have to spend blue crystals. So if I click this, it's going to cost 150 blue crystals. Don't want to do that. I did that, not thinking, bad idea. So now something else you can do with gem tuning is you can have different gem pages. So that same 8 right here that was a damage gem is now also my heavenly tuned cooldown. So on this page, it's damage. This page, it's cooldown. And when you're going into your mass presets, Alt E, I can go down here and have like my sup build using my support gems, and then I can have my DPS build using my DPS gems. So you can easily like hot swap between builds, and that's something that used to not be able to do. You'd have to have different gem pages, and it was a pain in the ass. So I can easily just make everything just a little bit different, change the skills without really having to spend extra gold for extra gems. So that covers T3 gems, T4 gems, what they do, where to put them, how to put them on. Make sure you check your Nexus guide for which ones you need damage or cooldown on. If you have questions, stop by. But I think we're good. So guys, friends, everyone say goodbye to YouTube. We're leaving YouTube now. Everyone say bye. Be respectful. No more of those weird things you were doing. Bye. Bye. Yeah, just regular buys. Yeah. Good job. Good boy. Good boy. Good girl. Yeah. Yeah. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, bye.